Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm John Mark Dempsey. I'm visiting with Wyman Williams, the Director of Development for the College of Business and Entrepreneurship. Wyman, we're talking about how the university joined the A&M system and a lot of the confusion that has existed ever since about that. And of course, a lot of this has to do with revenue, has to do with how dollars are appropriated and so on. So discuss that.
Right. We're answering the question of the relationship of A&M Commerce to the flagship Texas A&M University, and that does get confusing. The reality is there's very little relationship as far as directly. We are governed the same, as I said in the previous segment, but when you come to fundraising, it's quite a different story. Let's look at a headline here that kind of confuses all of our graduates. When we hear that Texas A&M raises $740 million, and they did that last year, and that was $200 million more than they did the year before. Yeah. They do a wonderful job of fundraising. However, what is raised at the flagship stays at the flagship. The other 10 universities have to take care of their own students, and that is confusing to people, so I'm glad to have the opportunity to tell them that.
There's confusion about the Texas A&M system versus the Texas A&M University.
Right.
And because we are part of the system does not mean we are part of Texas A&M University, which is the institution that resides at College Station, Texas.
That is absolutely correct. Now, the system entities that relate to the land grant challenge to our university system are located in College Station. However, they're not a part of the university. Those are for research and extension of research to all of Texans, and in 2012 they invested over $340 million in research, and it's just a huge benefit to citizens of Texas. Mm-hmm. Now the next question is, how do A&M Commerce students benefit by being a part of the A&M system? Well, obviously and foremost is the fact of the excellence of the brand name of higher education of Texas A&M University. Mm-hmm. All of us in the system benefit by having A&M in our names, except for one system member that most Texans don't know is a system member, and that's Tarleton. They don't have A&M in the name, and their students don't have the benefit of that boost of recognition of being a part of a huge system. Other things that well, could you show the slide on the system time? This is a fall enrollment slide of since 1996, when we became a part of the system, until 2013. And you notice steady growth in both undergraduate and graduate. This is a result of not only growth here in commerce, but also our outlying instructional areas, which the latest one being Rockwall, but also a huge increase in online instruction. Mm-hmm. So it's all a part of a great effort to increase our influence in the area and increase the numbers of students who benefit by us.
So the enrollment has been steadily going up for the most part since the university joined the A&M system.
Absolutely.
Whether that's the cause of the enrollment increase or not.
Well, it's just a part of an effort, a unified effort of using system resources to enhance what we offer. Mm-hmm. And of course, the basic thing is that the system's careful, planned lobbying of the legislature funds all the pieces of the system. And that's been a real benefit. Another thing, John Mark, that is important to our students is that the A&M system has employees in all but 4 counties of Texas. And this means most of those are county extension agents, and there's some real benefits, direct benefits to students if they know that. Because if they leave here with a degree and get a job anywhere in Texas, one of the first few people they should meet is that system employee, because they are aligned with the county commissioners in each county, the county judge, and the ISD, since the system provides 4-H for Texas. Mm-hmm. Another thing on our next slide is a very important thing to students, and they probably don't know this, and that is the system has a AAA bond rating. What that means for students is that the efficiency of borrowed money at this campus, say for residential housing for students, is going to be at the lowest interest rate that's possible because of that rating. There are very few entities that have that rating, certainly not standalone universities. The other thing is the earning power of money. Our foundation, with its millions, is mixed with the system's billions, and the return is excellent. We're able to tell a donor that there will be at least a 5% return on an endowment that they invest in. The last few years have produced significantly more than that, so we're glad to let that news out. The last slide shows something that I like to call Six Flags over Professor Mayo's college. Notice that the first 5 have East Texas at the beginning, and then the middle 4 have East Texas State in the middle. So there's a lot of our graduates that refer to us as ET, and they will until they die, and that's fine. I do the same. But A&M Commerce is a little distant to them, but what I hope we get from this presentation is this, that East Texas State was good enough to become a part of an incredibly influential system, not only in the state of Texas, but the nation and the world. And thank you for listening to this.
We have a couple of minutes left, so a couple of questions, and we'll wrap it up. When you do this presentation with alumni, after you talk to them, what do you hear from them, based on their understanding of what you've told them?
Well, I've been doing this for about a month, and John Mark, the response is very positive. And it is, well, I didn't know that, and there's a good reason they didn't know that, because it's not been a priority for the last 18 years for us to explain to them who we are.
There's some impression, I think, is there not, that ET becoming A&M Commerce was part of a hostile takeover, that the A&M system sort of took over the university without the university's consent, and of course that's not
not the case, and that is a common perception. And when students come back here after 40 years or so of not seeing the campus, they see it's absolutely gorgeous. There is a logical assumption, well, that system just pours money in here. You don't need my help, and that's not true.
Right.
Our students desperately need the help of our former students to stay in school, and that's done through scholarships, it's done through program development, and that's my job, is to go out and ask people to invest in students.
Well, and another thing that we could talk about maybe on another occasion is, of course, the state does not support any state institution, any state university the way it once did. So all state colleges and universities are in the position of having to go out and raise money for themselves, whether it's A&M Commerce or whether it's A&M, the big mothership, as we say, flagship, at College Station.
It appears that the state is trying to get out of the higher education business because it is much lower than when you and I went to school.
Yeah. So that pitch that you make to our alumni so successfully and so well, that's important to the future.
Well, it's very important to our students because it's a shame for them to come here, use up their eligibility for assistance, and we don't have the endowment to support them until they get their credential, because they leave here with a very high debt and no credential. That's not good for them.
Right.
And we can do better.
Right. 125th anniversary coming up this fall. We're looking forward to that. Wyman's going to be a very big part of that, as we all will be. Well, we are out of time. I think we'll likely have you back to talk about this in other aspects of it and other details that go with this at some point.
Be glad to.
All right, very good. Well, that is Talk of the Town. I'm John Mark Dempsey. Our guest has been Wyman Williams with the university, and we'll see you next time.